The Devil All the Time is the brand new Netflix original film that debuted today, September 16th, 2020. Film's directed by Antonio Campos and stars the likes of Tom Holland, Bill Skarsgård, Robert Pattinson, Haley Bennett, Riley Keough, Sebastian Stan, Harry Melling, Eliza Scanlon, and Jason Clarke, and is the story about sinister characters who converge around a young man devoted to protecting those he loves in a post-war backwoods town teeming with corruption and brutality. My name is Max, and welcome back to Max Talks Movies for a brand new Netflix original film review. If you're brand new to the channel, I do Netflix movie reviews every single week here on this YouTube channel, and I break down and I put them on my list for the overall year. The best way to support this channel is to hit that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, leave a comment down below as well. Tell me your non-spoiler thoughts of this movie. Have you seen this movie? If you haven't, tell me, are you excited for this movie? Did you see the trailer? All those type of things in the comments section down below. And if you've done all those things, let's get started with the review. So and this movie, by the way, is also 2 hours, 18 minutes and rated R. So I was very excited to watch this film. Also, Jake Gyllenhaal produced this movie, and this cast obviously is very noteworthy for a reason. This is one of the best casts of the year, and it's really an ensemble. I was kind of thinking coming into this movie that Tom Holland would be the clear lead in this movie, but he doesn't really show up until really 45 to 50 minutes into this film, and it was something very interesting. It's very much of an ensemble, and you're not sure who you're supposed to be rooting for throughout the movie. And remember, it's 2 hours and 18 minutes. It's long. It's based off of a book, and there's a lot of voiceover telling you what these characters are thinking. And there's a lot of storylines that sometimes interweave with each other. Sometimes they don't, and that's kind of the big part of the story. Tom Holland has his storyline. Bill Skarsgård is involved. Robert Pattinson is a pastor in this movie. As you can see, the three, now I wouldn't say main characters. It feels like everyone's on equal ground. Tom Holland easily is probably the most important character in the film, but there's other characters like Eliza Scanlon. You have the Jason Clarke, Riley Keough storyline that is going on throughout the film. So did this cast deliver, and did the script really help out based off of the book, and did the runtime feel long? Let's answer all those questions that you probably are asking me heading into this review. The cast is fantastic in here. This is definitely the most different Tom Holland performance that I have seen before. Now, obviously, I've only seen him in live action form as Spider-Man. I've seen him in other projects like Onward and Spies in Disguise, but both of those are animated films. So I've never seen him really go beyond Spider-Man in live action. So this movie is a complete 360 for him. He has a Southern accent, he's cursing, he's smoking, he's shooting people with guns pretty violently, and it's a great performance. I think Tom Holland really nails it. Do I think he's this is a spectacular performance? Definitely not, but it's a real stellar performance for him, trying to come out of that kind of shell of just being booked because he's Spider-Man. I think this is the type of movie that he kind of needed, so people can take him really seriously as an actor. I think this movie does a good job for him. I think he's got amazing potential down the line. Bill Skarsgård is unbelievably great in this movie. Obviously, he's known for playing Pennywise, and you don't really see him as much in live action form with just seeing Bill Skarsgård's face, his actual face. I saw him in Atomic Blonde, maybe some other things as well, but this is kind of the biggest role for him without being Pennywise, and he carries the first 40 minutes of this movie on his back. He is great in this movie. I got chills watching his character. I got very nervous when his character was on screen. You don't know if he was a good guy, if he's a bad guy. And once you realize how he connects with the story, how Tom Holland connects with their story, the movie really hits good for me. Easily the best performance, in my opinion, the most entertaining person. I wouldn't say there's no fun characters in this movie to like, but Robert Pattinson delivers as this pastor who comes in, and that's when the movie really picks up. The movie's very slow in the first 4 minutes because it's just backstory on particular characters. Then when everyone kind of comes to present day, the movie kind of picks up. And Pattinson, when his character comes, he might be overacting, he might be over the top, but I savored every scene that he was in. He's such a good actor. Now, obviously, does this mean he's going to be a great Batman? I have no idea. Am I really excited to see him? Yes. But I didn't come to this movie saying, well, I'm going to see Spider-Man and I'm going to see Batman and Winter Soldier all in the same movie. These guys can act. Tom Holland, obviously, Robert Pattinson and Sebastian Stan have done other things other than obviously the superhero movies, but Pattinson hasn't even been one yet. Holland, obviously, is a big role for him stepping out of that genre. Pattinson nails it. He's got great chemistry with Elisa Scanlon and Tom Holland in this movie. Holland and Pattinson have one scene together, and it's very powerful, and it worked really well. Jason Clarke, Riley Keough is also great in this movie. She is, you're kind of in with her story the most probably out of all the other characters. Sebastian Stan plays a cop, and he is the brother to Riley Keough character. Jason Clarke's doing some shady stuff with Riley throughout the movie. There's just so much great acting going on screen. Every scene you're getting a terrific performance and a very fascinating character. This is easily one of the most fascinating movies that you'll probably get to see all year. I'm not sure if this film does also really feel divisive because this movie is long. And for a lot of people, this movie could either feel boring or you feel like the story doesn't really resolve itself in a good way. Now, I really did like this movie. I don't think it's one of the best movies of the year. I do have issues with the film. As I said, the movie does drag quite a bit, where at some points you're wondering, why is this storyline being so focused? Sometimes I get fooled by this storyline does get involved in the story, but most of the time, some storylines don't feel meaningful at all. And at times, there are way too many things going on. As I said, everyone kind of has a different storyline. Bill Skarsgård has his storyline. Tom Holland has his. Jason Clarke and Riley Keough has theirs. Henry Melling and the woman who played Alice in Alice in Wonderland a couple of years ago, they have their own storyline. Pattinson. So there is a lot going on. And again, all the actors are very watchable on screen. Haley Bennett's in this movie as well. She's really good. So again, the characters are very watchable on screen, but at times I feel like there's way too much going on. So they're rushing some storylines because they need to get to each character, each actor. And at times that is the kind of the downfall, the big negative for me of the movie. There's also tons of voiceover. I think this is based off a book. If I'm right, please let me know in the comment section. But it feels like we needed to cut down a lot of the voiceover. The voiceover at times is kind of like obviously the narrator of the book. So at times our characters sitting around after they say something, and then we get the narrator talking, the voiceover telling us what they're thinking in their head. And I did not need that in this movie. Now at times it's something that either misses or hits. And for me, this movie definitely needed it at times to explain the storylines. The movie also, one of the main issues with the movie is that it kind of goes back and forth in time so much to a point where I wasn't really quite sure where present day was, maybe until an hour into the movie. And that was kind of an issue. We kind of see these characters and like, oh, whoops, 6 months later, or character 7 years later. And it kind of felt rushed, as I said earlier. While the movie dragged, it's weird. It's kind of a mix of drag and rush at the same time. It feels dragged out because there's so many characters that they have to get to, but rushed because they need those characters to be so quick that we need to bounce to the next character. So again, I really enjoyed this movie. It's super fascinating. You're not going to have fun in this movie, 2 hours and 12 minutes. It kind of slaps you in the face, beats you up. You feel tense when you need to feel tense. Like I felt really tense in this movie. Sebastian Stan's in the movie. I love Sebastian Stan. I think one of my favorite performances of his is in I, Tonya. I thought he should have been nominated for that performance. He's good in here. He doesn't have a huge storyline. Again, his storyline doesn't feel necessary at all in the movie. But again, I feel like this movie has amazing actors that are at the top of their game. Again, Bill Skarsgård, Robert Pattinson, Tom Holland, Sebastian Stan. I mean, these are guys that haven't really broken through amazingly yet as a lead. But I mean, Holland has and Pattinson. But you know, these guys are such great actors. Haley Bennett, Riley Keough, Jason Clarke. Haley Bennett. I mean, this movie is stacked. Easily one of the best guys. If you like any of these actors, I would highly recommend checking this one out on Netflix. This is rated R. It's got some very violent movie. But again, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. And for a Netflix movie, that is pretty long. So overall, guys, I'm going to give this film a 3.5 out of 5. I'm going to give this a 74%. A really solid Netflix movie. This movie just misses out, in my opinion. The Devil All the Time just misses my top 10 of the year. It's sitting at number 11 overall. It is my top 10 on Netflix original films, but overall in the year, this just could not crack my top 10. But does not mean it's a bad movie. It's a really solid movie with great cast, just rough along the times of fitting a little too much into the movie and a little too many characters. Once again, the best way to support this channel before you guys leave, you guys got to click that like button. You guys got to share this video and also leave a comment. Tell me your thoughts. Do you agree with my opinion? Give me your rating of The Devil All the Time down below in the comment section. Tell me your favorite performances, whatever you want to do. Gotta let me know, and I'll respond to every single comment. Also, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. I've been very busy on this channel doing movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings, all those types of things. So if you like any of that stuff, you got to ring the bell for notifications on all the upcoming videos. Coming up next on my head should be videos of my Netflix reviews, my TV show reviews as well. So please go down a rabbit hole and watch all of those reviews. I'll see you guys in the next one.